Hi, everybody. Week 2 of Romero Month, episode 78. I'm going to try not to sound irritated. If you know, you know. But if you don't know, it means you're not streaming with us live. You don't get the outtakes.
Yeah.
But I'm a hot potato right now. Oh, I got to bleep that out. Whatever. Anyway, for week 2 of Romero Month, I had the bright idea to tackle the Romero remakes, and we can talk about those remakes and we can compare them with the original films. And it's not too daunting because there's only 4. It's the main trilogy of Dead movies. We're not going to count all the abundance of Night of the Living Dead knockoff shit that people took advantage of. Just the Night 90, right? And then the Zack Snyder Dawn of the Dead, the really fucking bizarre Day of the Dead with Ving Rhames also. And then, of course, the Crazies. So the best way to do this, I think, is to go in order of the Romero timeline. So we would talk. I want to talk. We'll tackle it with the night movies. Then let's go to Crazies, and then we'll do Dawn and Day. That's the way I think I'd like to do it. But before we get into all that,
that sounds good to me too.
I want to say hi to everybody that's in the chat so far. I think I've lost a few that were here before. I was like blowing a friggin' vocal cord. But Ishmael, what's up? Silhouette, everybody, what's going on? Does Todd, do you want to talk about anything? Have you gotten anything? Is there anything you want to discuss before we get into the nitty gritty?
Yeah. God, what have I been watching? I don't think I've been watching a whole lot. I did pick up something for. I posted on my Instagram, but I picked it up for $10 like 3 weeks ago. I don't know if you saw it. It's the most ridiculous poster ever, but I love it, and I am gonna hang this up. You always saw the shitty poster VHS at the video store. And I think you know where I'm going with this, Aaron.
What, Dead Alive? Oh, fan of them all.
Look how ridiculous this is, dude. Yeah, so this is a video store poster, original one. I picked it up for $10, and I'm like, I always hated this VHS cover, but there's something charming about it, right?
I don't know.
Look how bad it is, dude.
Looks like shit. That imposed mall in the background doesn't even look. It's ugly. Everything's kind of blurring together. It's like the escalators going through Eric's face.
Yeah.
It's really
it looks
weird.
Ridiculous. No, but I thought it was really cool. I saw that on there. I was like, I'll bet on it $10, and then I ended up getting it. So I was like, cool.
It's not as bad of a movie as you would think it is. Like, no,
it's fun. I enjoy it.
But you would think it's terrible. You would think it would just, this is gonna be terrible. It's gonna be horrible.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. As far as those era fucking slasher, I'll take a movie like that over like Cutting Class and stuff like that. Honestly, and
I like Cutting Class too, though. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I do enjoy it.
Phantom of them All stars the world's most interesting man from those Dos Equis ads.
Yeah,
he's that scumbag or whatever. That's like
Pauly Shores has a cameo in there.
He's not a cameo. He's a full-fledged character.
The guy at the stand or the food place?
He's in the whole damn movie.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
I've seen it. I don't remember him being in the whole movie. I just remember bit parts of him in there.
He's not the main guy, but he's a support. He's in the whole damn movie from stem to stern. Yeah, I had always read about him having a cameo. Like, no, he's in the whole dang thing, which is great, and he's pretty much the Wheeze. It's pretty funny. But
other than that, though, I mean, I haven't really picked anything up per se, but I don't even think I've watched a whole hell of a lot other than this Romero stuff.
What
about you?
Getting Romero'd out. But hey, it's Romero month. I'm getting Romero'd out. I still have to watch Vanilla season and then the Survival of the Dead. I got 3 more.
There's always Vanilla.
Yeah, and then Season of the Witch and then Survival. So yeah,
I'm interested to see what you think about Survival because I'm surprised you haven't seen that yet.
Pushing it all the way to the end, man. I'm pushing it all the way to the end. But you know what? I almost welcome it because I think I'm getting a little burned. I'm getting my fill of early Romero. Because to me, early Romero feels pretty different than middle era and then late. They feel a little different. And you could tell his earlier movies were like a little rough around the edge, like he's a newer filmmaker.
Yeah.
And but
Night of the Living Dead was lighting a bottle. It was a huge hit, and then he had his
100%.
flops. He has 3
I
flops.
In fact, I would go on to say, and we could talk next week. We're going to go into the retrospective where we're going to really deep dive in all this. But I would go on to say that I think Night of the Living Dead was a fluke.
Yeah, I can
I
see
think it
that.
was I think it was a fluke. I
Yeah.
think a lot of people had a hand in that, not just George Romero. And
John Russo, yeah.
it was just a bit of a fluke on his part. And it's kind of unconventionally made. Like we were talking about it in our watch along. It doesn't really have any wide. It's got like one wide shot in the whole. Like it's a lot of close ups, and it's a little jarring. It almost seems like, oh, they meant to do it because it makes you feel isolated in this small house. But I think it was more like a happy accident. I'm starting to realize, which is fine. There's no
I can see that.
there's
Yeah.
no harm in like flukes, but I don't know. When you start watching the next few Romero movies, it's like, oh yeah, this is. I don't know. He hit a peak, but it took him a few more movies.
Night of the Living Dead still ages well. I mean, to this day, it's fantastic.
And we'll kind of get into that a little bit, but as far as anything I've gotten, I've been not buying anything. I was telling Todd earlier, I got an $11 item from Amazon, and they effed up and sent me a $60 import record.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and it happens to be something that I'm kind of happy to keep. So I sold my. That's why I'm so hell bent. I was telling Todd before we started recording about this tax thing. I was trying to save money on taxes and not go through TurboTax anymore, and I was going to save about like $250 if I switched and I went someone else. And believe me, it's so tempting, it's so stressful to just throw in the towel and be like, screw it, I'll just
That's what they
pay.
want you to do. Yep.
I know, but it's
Yep.
like I literally was so excited because I sold my Final Fantasy VII today for $250, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm on cloud nine because I just sold something for $250, and I'm just gonna be like, oh fuck it, whatever, I'll just forfeit this 250 over here. Like that's totally negating my efforts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would call that a wash today, and I can't allow that to happen. But I hate it. I hate it all with a passion. But anyway, so that record I got, it's like Amazon has screwed up before, but it's pretty rare that they screw up and send you something that like you actually like or want. It's like, what is this? But it's actually something that's like, it's weird. It's bizarre because I've actually looked at it. It's the Kiki's Delivery Service. It's a foreign vinyl. It's all Japanese. It's really cool because I really like all those Ghibli scores. They're really cool. And I mean, I wasn't gonna pay $60 for it, but I've looked at them before. Just like, oh, they're all foreign. But it's just kind of crazy how I've actually shown interest and I've looked at it, passed on it because of the price, and then they send me it. I don't know. It's
That's weird. That is weird.
it
What
is.
what did you order originally? Was it?
Um, it was $11 record. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, was it a anime score or what?
Nope.
Oh, and they just sent you this one?
It was a
That is
rock.
weird.
It was a rock record, American band. I'm not gonna say it for a reason because I there's clearly a glitch in the system.
Well, why didn't you tell me about the glitch?
Let's just say I've known about this glitch for a long time, and it's messed up, and it's like it's basically like Amazon roulette. And I thought I thought I was special because this is like a fucking like who would actually go to find and purchase this? I went to go purchase this item because I was actually interested in it because it was so cheap. And I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, now it's become a whole Reddit. Like, oh, who's playing the ... lottery this week? What'd you get? What'd you get? And it's been going on for months, and at times Amazon took it down. I'm like, okay, they're finally fixing it. But no, it keeps coming back up, and it's been going on for months. And now there's like subreddits and there's fucking groups online dedicated to this lottery of this fucking item. And I don't know why they don't fix it. But I've gotten lucky on a couple things.
Is it a well-known album?
A well enough known artist, but not really a well known album, I don't think. It's not even a very good album, actually. It was just so cheap. I was going to get it as to collect to complete it.
Yeah.
But what's it called? I did get lucky on one of them because I've been playing that roulette, and I got the anniversary Number of the Beast live from Hammersmith, quadruple LP, I think, Maiden, that came out, and it's out of print now, and it's $60, and I flipped that bitch for $60. So I don't know. It's just a really funny thing, but
You got it for 60 and you flipped it for 60?
no, I got it for the $11 item. That's a glitch.
Oh, well then why didn't you hit me up?
Because I thought they took it down, and then I'm not trying to expose it. But now everybody fucking knows about it. I just found out yesterday. Like there's like a sub online culture about it. So now I guess it doesn't matter. I'll tell you about it after. But before I'm like But now everybody knows about it. Like literally, I'll show you where like there's like people are playing the fucking lottery.
So you're hiding deals from me now.
No, I'm not hiding deals. I'm gonna hide deals from people out here because I don't want to sit there and expose it.
Well, why didn't you text me at least?
I will text you.
See,
after
you're hiding deals.
No. Here's the thing. I've been playing with this for a bit, and let's say you just want to like have fun with it and see what you get for a lottery, and you want to keep it. Okay. The product itself is only $11. Anything you're gonna get's more than $11, so you're already winning there. Now you don't always like it. Like I've literally gotten Kesha albums. I've gotten bullshit. It's literally just the most random shit. I've gotten obscure like indie rock bands I'd never heard about, but I've also scored and got like $60 fucking Maiden sets and shit. And then, but yeah, it's really, and now it's like I'm getting Studio Ghibli foreign records that are, it's really weird. But what's it called? So most of the time you're going to get a record that's like standard price, like a $25 record. And if I get that, I'm returning it because it's not worth it. It's like, yeah, I could list this. It's going to take up space. It's probably not a commodity because it's a regular album. And what am I going to do? I'm going to sell this $25 record for $20. I'm going to get $17 out of it, $15 after you pay fees. And what? I'm fucking banking like, I'm making like 15, 16, $7 profit off all the gas. It's not worth it. It's worth it when you get a record like I got today, or like then it's like ding, 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 ding. Or if you get a record you like and you just want to keep it, but it doesn't hurt. All I know is one time I was having luck with it, and I was like, because I was playing, like, oh, what's this? Because like I legit ordered the record, and I was like, what is this? I'm like, this isn't good. This is at first it was like, what the fuck is this? And I returned it legit, like, because Amazon screws up sometimes, and if you get a replacement, it'll work. It'll be the right one, or I've noticed it'll usually be the same wrong album again. Like there's literally like a batch code mixed up somewhere. It's kind of like a candy vending machine where you're ordering M&Ms and they're under C2, but they've loaded Skittles in it. You're going to keep getting Skittles. This one is different because it is like a fucking potpourri. It just randomizes. It's weird, but it's always records, which is fine. It's not like you're going to order an $11 record and get a PlayStation 5.
It's like, I like gambling and you're hiding deals from me.
Well, here's the thing. There's no gambling to it because you can always return it if you choose.
I know, but it's like gambling. So, I mean, or it's Russian roulette. I mean,
okay. So I'm going to tell you after we're off a live stream, because I'm telling you, it went down before. And I'm like, okay, fine. They wised up. We got to fix it. I didn't know it had come back up. Anyway, I was lucky. So I returned the first time thinking they just screwed up like normal. And then when they replaced it with another record, like, okay, when my replacement came and it was another record, I was like, what is going on here? So I got curious, and then I placed another order, and I was getting it was a third record that was different, and so I was privy to it, and then I had gotten lucky. I had gotten a few records that like were cool enough to keep for $11. They were cool enough to keep. I've gotten everything from Linda Ronstadt, like kind of fucking random shit. But anyway, I was doing pretty well with it, and then the last time before they closed it down, I said, fuck it. I ordered three copies, $11 piece. And I got 3 different records. And they were all fucking trash. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. But then I saw everybody talking about it online last night. So I ordered one more. Like, why not? I didn't realize it was back. I didn't realize there's a fucking thing in the community now. And I got one and I fucking hit a jackpot. So, I've hit a couple of jackpots. I've gotten a few records that I just generally really like for $11 a steal, and I've gotten a couple of stinkers. It just wasn't worth me fucking holding on to. But I'll let you know.
Yeah. I think we got a super chat.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Silhouette. Amazon sends Aaron Snyder's DC Trilogy 4K instead of a regarded record. Oh boy, Kino, says Aaron. No, we're going to be talking about Snyder, though, for sure.
Yeah.
So
this is the topic tonight.
Let me wet the whistle here because we're gonna get busy. All right. So we're gonna go in chronological order with the Romero films. So we're gonna go Night. We're gonna talk about the remake of Night '90. We're gonna pair it up against the original '90. Then we're gonna go Crazies, Dawn, and then Day. So let's start with Night. We've talked about Night '90 a lot. So I think this one's going to be like probably the least interesting or like least surprising, but Night '90 is great. I think it's I don't I guess it just depends on how you like your remakes. This is the approach where they kind of really tried to really do a faithful remake to the first one with a couple of minor changes that affect the outcome of the story, but it's very very similar to the first one in a lot of ways though. So I mean, I don't know what else there is to say about this flick other than that we love it. I
This
don't.
Oh, go ahead. Keep going.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I think it's wonderfully cast. I think the cast in the remake is awesome, especially when you're comparing it to who they were trying to go off of from the first flick. Uh, I think Todd and I have both been on record as saying that sometimes we kind of prefer even Night '90 at times. But what are your thoughts?
This is one flick that first time I saw it, I think it was on cable, Monster Vision, something like that. I recorded off of television.
Same, something like that.
And then I think I bought this VHS from Suncoast back in the early 90s. It was probably like $30. And I watched this VHS so many damn times. Like, I mean, you could tell it was worn out. I used to or not calling sick. I used to tell my mom I was sick and want to stay home. You have those stay at home days occasionally, like, oh, I'm sick, I can't do anything, where I want to stay home and watch Romero movies or horror flicks. And this was a staple. So this is one I always watched growing up when I was sick, from school. So I have very, very fond memories of that.
I saw it before the original. I've seen the remake before I saw the original.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've seen it. I've been watching it. Yeah, it's like you. I don't know if it was like Joe Bob, if it was like a creature feature, but technically, we're at the right age where I could have realistically seen it before the original. So
And like you're saying, the characters are great. I mean, Tony Todd, like we were
it's
saying last
perfect.
week, this is his best role.
It's
Pretty
perfect
much.
casting. It's perfect casting.
Tom Tolles, he's awesome. I mean, as Harry Cooper, I mean, he's way better than the original guy, I think too. I mean, I love him as um Tom William Butler. He's not great. I mean, Bill Moseley's great. I mean, as the brother, and Trish Tallman's, I think she's very solid for this role. And Savini did a great job, man. As much as we give him shit, I got to give him his flowers. I think he did a great job. And I know Romero was involved early, and then he ended up having to go to another movie to film Dark Half or something. And he kind of
Yeah.
abandoned Tom. But I thought Tom did a great job. I know Tom. I watched interviews with Tom saying that this was a nightmare to make, and it got cut to shit by the MPAA. The original work print, I think, is actually on YouTube, where you can actually see like a lot of the blood, like the gore, like they're getting shot in the head, and you see the exit wounds and stuff like that. So, I would highly recommend going on YouTube and checking that stuff out, because it's worth watching that stuff. I wish they would have that on some sort of 4K or something like that. If they could find those elements, that would be phenomenal. But yes, Savini, I know he didn't like directing, but he did a great job in this movie, man.
And stop him for from directing other future bullshit movies.
Yeah, no, and I'm not saying all of his stuff is great, but I mean, this is its
He could
highlight.
he could have had a different trajectory if the movie was like a big enough hit. Like, oh, I'm a director now, and it went differently, and he
I
maybe could have pulled like a Rob Zombie and like followed it up with something too, and got something going. But
I want to say this was a flop though in the theaters. Like that, this one very well, revered until later in the horror community. I mean, we were talking about this baby, what, 15 years ago. People were saying like it was shitty. I'm like, are you kidding? That movie's
mm-mm.
great. You know.
I don't know
So
how I don't know how you could like the original and think this one's total dog shit. I
yeah,
mean,
I
I
agree.
get it. There's one's very of the era, the other one's, but still, like I just don't. To me, it's faithful, and it it honors the original one. It modernizes a little bit aesthetically, and it makes a couple tweaks to the end. I think it's great. I think you can like both. Now, you said Romero had to step away to make the inferior Dark Half, which was his last movie before Bruiser. Wonder why. Dark Half's not good. Spoiler. I don't like it. But
Or was it
anyway,
Two Evil Eyes? One of the two. I can't remember which one, but one of them.
I
Yeah.
think Dark Half came. Oh yeah, well, Dark Half was his last one for Bruiser, so I guess it was probably Two Evil Eyes. That probably matches up better. Um, But anyway, so he had he had the writing credit for the remake. I always wondered, did he really rewrite that remake, or were they just giving him credit for the original script?
I think they just get credit.
Because it's very close.
Yeah.
It's it's just like there's obviously some dialogue stuff that's different, and they obviously tweak the ending with like who gets killed, and but it's the same damn movie.
Well, they gave John Russo the same, same writing credit as well, because of course he was the writer of the first one as well. So they just threw their names on there.
So at the end of the day, how do you look at it compared to the original, and how do you rate each one, like out of 10? And yeah, we have to go toe to toe with each one.
For me, I mean, I would say, some people say I'm crazy, but I would give this one a 9 out of 10. And I give the original one 9 out of 10. I wouldn't give it a perfect just because I'm very stingy when it comes to that. But
Are you giving extra bonus points for legacy, like influence, or no? You're not looking at it like that. Because I do. I look at Night of the Living Dead, and I'm like, you have to kind of look at it through a certain lens.
yeah,
Like it ages well, but it's also you have to look at it through the of when it came out. It's like obviously, if this came out today, the way it is, like or if it got it was a trailblazing flick, and yeah, I always have to get a little bit of a boost because of that. But
I mean, I can see that, but for this one, I mean, I love the look of the zombies. I think the zombies look awesome. The cemetery zombie looks cool. We
in
were
the
talking about,
remake,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
the remake zombies look awesome.
We were talking about the embalmed zombie last week, and that one looks awesome. There's so many cool looking zombies in this film.
In my opinion, I mean, you guys are probably gonna think I'm crazy in Riverman too, but I mean, as far as like all of the Dead films, whether directed by Romero or not, I think the Night 90 remake is behind Dawn, and may out of respect, I'll put it behind the original. But I put it over Day. I put Night 90 over Day of the Dead.
See, I don't see a problem with that. I mean, people can, think what they want. That's totally cool. It's a great movie, man. I totally see
But
that.
I'll rate it the same. I mean, I'm okay with giving Night of the Living Dead 9 out of 10 as well, just because I don't want to give it quite as high as Dawn, which I think is
Yeah.
perfect. But like I said, I could honestly see you grading on a curve and bumping up Night of the Living Dead that extra point because it is what it is and it did what it did. And Dawn couldn't be around if Night didn't come first.
I just like how simplistic Night is too. I mean, they're stuck in the farmhouse,
Mm-hmm.
They're in the basement, they're outside a little bit, they're
And
mostly
he
boarded
wrote
up
he
inside
wrote the archetype, and it's
yeah.
cliche now.
Hmm.
Oh, whenever you watch anything that's spoofing zombies, literally, I think I was watching Garfield and Friends as a kid, and he falls asleep watching the Saturday night movie, and it's just like Night of the Living Dead. It's the people in the farmhouse. Whoa! It just created the prototype. It's the blueprints, and it's just like Evil Dead in the Cabin in the Woods. How many times you can't knock Evil Dead for doing it, but now it's just generic. You would never pitch an idea to make a Cabin in the Woods movie. I would hope you know. I hope
Yeah.
you wouldn't, because it's like, oh, really? That hasn't been done a bajillion times. But
And the fact that they changed the ending and they changed the barber character, I thought was
yeah,
great. It was very good. So I mean,
uh-huh.
they paid homage to the original one, but they changed it up enough.
Well, she's the tougher female lead
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
She's not quite the helpless damsel in distress as she kind of is in the first one. You
yeah.
know, and but that doesn't emasculate Tony Todd's character though.
Oh
Her
yeah.
being that way, it's like they're kind of both tough,
Hmm.
which is cool. And I don't really know the reason why they kind of changed the end the way they did. But I don't know. I wonder why they did that. I wonder why they changed it to her killing Tom Tolles, right? Instead of the guard coming in or the rednecks shooting the black guy. I just
It's still a great ending. I still like the ending of the or
I
the
love seeing the Tony Todd zombie though.
he's cool. Very cool, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very cool. So, yeah. Let me see. Silhouette. There was no fucking Garfield before Chris Pratt's new movie. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, sure. Uh, you you better he had sorry or better he could have been an Eli Roth and got lucky making shite. Well,
I like Eli Roth's some of his films,
I
so
like Eli Roth as a person. I like listening to him talk. I'd rather listen to Eli Roth talk on a podcast than like Tarantino, who's kind of annoying. But I think Eli Roth's fun. I like his horror history stuff he did, the AMC stuff in his podcast. I think he's an encyclopedia of knowledge. I learn a lot. I've listened to him talk about random stuff, and I've marked it down, and I've watched stuff that he mentions. I've done that before.
mhm.
But like, yeah, I don't know. He's a bit of a pony when it comes to like what he actually puts out. It's just a little too regurgitated, I think. He's kind of like a bootleg Tarantino, where Tarantino does the same thing. He takes his influences and he funnels them through his little filter and shits out, his own blaxploitation movie, his own kung fu movie or whatever. And I think he's way better at doing that than Eli Roth. Eli Roth
Yeah,
just
yeah.
Tarantino, he can do that all day long. It's like everything he does is like a homage
He
to
doesn't
these
have a bad
genres.
film. Yeah.
But he does but they still are so very much Tarantino movies.
Yeah.
Whereas Eli Roth, he's kind of got an Eli Roth stink that you can tell it's an Eli Roth movie, kind of. But that's usually like the dialogue. It's the
Mhm.
dialogue.
Yeah.
The Eli Roth dialogue is like fucking kind of corny.
Mhm.
Where, like I'm trying to think what's a good example. I know there was something else I was thinking. Like he could be remaking a very serious movie, and he's one of these guys that'll take a movie that was very serious in the original and he'll remake it, but then he'll like inject some fucking silly ass dialogue that like it's very like Rob Zombie, very much like
Knock
the
knock. I mean, yeah,
the
that
co-
was
the co-
pretty
but the
goofy.
it's like Rob Zombie. It's like Rob Zombie. He was remaking Halloween. There's no comic relief in Halloween.
Yeah.
Halloween has a certain tone, but Rob Zombie's Halloween, he's got the weird fucking like donut with her poking the hole in the donut. Ooh, this cringy ass fucking humor and Michelle Mabel and fucking uh it was like or like what other jokes they throw? They inject jokes and it's
Yeah.
weird to me. But Eli Roth does that too. You have a movie like Green Inferno and you
Ugh,
got to have like an
it's terrible.
attractive chick taking a hot shit like taking diarrhea shit in the cage. It's like, what is this? It's fucking
Yeah.
dumb. Ooh, face. Ooh, I do like ooh face though. Actually, I like the humor in Cabin in the Woods though. I do like it. Little kung fu kid. It bites. It's like,
Ugh,
but even the final joke in Cabin Fever where it's that redneck selling the guns to the N words, the black people, like, oh, what's up? And it's like a joke, and they're listening to hip hop, and he's like giving them like the fist bumps. It's like what? It takes you out a little bit. It's a good thing it's at the very end of the movie because it would just take you right out of it. But yeah, you ruined the fucking party, man. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, the party man's he's the best part of the movie. I still like Cabin Fever too.
So, like I said, we've talked ad nauseum about Night 90, so that wasn't too much of a revelation. I'm more interested to talk about the Crazies. Now, I have to preface.
Well,
I
Dawn's
think
next.
what's that? Don's next. We're gonna go in order of the Romero line. Yeah, if you went into the order of the remakes, it would be Night 90, Dawn, Snyder, then Crazies, then Day. Did
Yeah.
Crazies become 4 Day? Day remake came. So I'm just not
Wait,
even.
wait, wait. No, it's
Dawn
2008.
Dawn was 2004.
Day,
Crazies was
it's Day
2010.
and then Crazies.
Oh, Day was before Crazies.
Yeah, Day was 2008.
Okay, yeah, I'm not even gonna get into that mess. So let's just keep it simple. Now the Crazies. One thing I want to say about both Crazies is one thing I don't like about remakes these days is there's such a weird obsession with Hollywood remaking great movies. And that's why we hate remakes, right? We hate remakes. It's like, why are you fucking remaking a movie that was awesome and it exists? Like they want to remake everything that was awesome and it's never going to live up to the awesome thing that we grew up with and it's nothing but a cheap cash grab when they in reality should be taking older movies that could use a remake that had a great idea, maybe not the best execution, and then remake those. And that's when you get stuff like The Thing, and you get good remakes. So anyway, let's apply that to the Crazies. The Crazies, it's very much an early Romero movie. It's but
why are we talking about the Crazies? I thought we were talking about.
We're going in order of Romero.
Oh, of Romero. Okay. Gotcha.
You already forgot. We're going in order of Romero.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, the Crazies came next in the chronological. We're not going Dante. Okay, so the Crazies was 1973. What year is the Crazies? 73?
Was it 74?
73.
Let me look it up.
You might be
73.
right.
73. Yeah.
Okay, right. So the Crazies, there's a lot going on in the Crazies that you could tell me that Danny Boyle took inspiration for 28 Days Later, and I that's where I think it's like, oh, okay, something like the Crazies influenced something like 28 Days Later, and in fact, to me, you look at it, and it's like, this is Resident Evil, right? Yeah. You have a bioweapon of some sort, and it spreads, and you have like fucking the suits coming in and fucking quarantine everybody. They nuke the town. That's like straight out of Resident Evil. That's the Resident Evil 1, 2, 3 story, right? Yeah. It's like, oh, even down to like the gas masks and shit. So you look at these things that I think it clearly inspired. I'm not even questioning it. I don't think it's a coincidence. So I think the Crazies would have been a great candidate of one of these movies that had a cool concept and you could make it better. Because honestly, I think 1973 Crazies is shit. I fucking hate it. I don't think it's
really
good. I think the concept is awesome. But I think it's this is why I think maybe George Romero had a fluke with Night of the Living Dead, and his little quirkiness worked for that movie. I just think this thing is so shit. Dude, it's got no music and it's odd. It's just got that annoying like fucking marching drum every now and again, and it's so annoying. You just hear this fucking like school marching drum pattern throughout the movie, and it makes it boring. And it's edited like shit, dude. It's cut like fucking like what the hell? It gives me fucking cancer watching it, and like the effects in it are questionable, dude. You have that priest that lights himself on fire, and all of a sudden it's a dummy, dude. It's like, and it's just, I'm not saying you can't make that charming. It's just the way it's edited and cut is so jarring. I thought it was a fucking train wreck. So that's just my opinion.
Okay.
And you're gonna fucking crucify me more because the remake is fucking better. So here's what I gotta say about the remake. I don't think it's special. I think it's totally vanilla. It's a very vanilla, by the numbers kind of movie of the day. And by the time the remake was out, we had already had 28 Days Later and all these things that we knew that kind of copped the idea of the original Crazies and already did it better. And then so like it pales in comparison to the stuff but at least it's like fluid. It's like a 6 out of 10. It's totally harmless. I think it's fine. It tells the story in a better way, in a more exciting way, and it's edited cohesively, and it's got the fucking music, and it gets you to point A to point B. The characters are fine. It moves. It's not slow. So I'm nitpicking.
You just like the Johnny Cash music. That's all.
No, it's I'm nitpicking it down to technicalities. I just don't think. Believe me, I wish I liked Crazies better because I like the 70s era. I like when George Romero's good. I like it, but I think it's just made like shit. I just think as basic as the remake is, at least it fucking gets the job done. That's what I'm saying. And I didn't mind Timothy Olyphant. I didn't find him offensive. It's like,
oh, really?
I didn't find him offensive. It's fine. It's just, dude, these fucking characters didn't have a personality in the original Crazies. Like, how could you like any of the people in the original Crazies movies?
Timothy Olyphant is probably the worst person you could have cast for that role.
Why?
Fucking awful, dude. Just seeing his fucking soap opera look on screen, dude. He's a terrible actor. He hasn't been good in anything, dude.
But
throw somebody in there. I don't care. Anybody.
I don't like any of the characters in the Crazies, the original. I didn't like any of them. Boring.
They're
Even
not the best. They're not the
the
best, but they're
most
not as bad.
the most interesting of all is like the fucking young hippie chick or whatever that's getting fucked by her dad. But like, it's just not like the concepts there, and the Crazies, the remake. When you watch it, you know, from the first couple of scenes, like, oh, they're doing something totally different. Like it starts off on a baseball field, like little league, and the first person comes up and he's gonna aim a gun at the fucking kids or whatever he's doing, and then Timothy Elephant or Oliphant's his name, I think. He blows him away. I'm like, oh, because the original starts off with the dad lighting the house on fire, killing the family, and lighting the house. They end up doing that in the remake. Like it just comes a little later. I just think the original Crazies is super bare boned. I don't think it has to be explained. I don't care about that. I like how it just kind of happens. It kind of just happens in the remake too. But it's just boring. It's just not technically pulled off very well. It's just jarring. I hated the way it was made. There was no fucking music at all. And yeah, it's all down to technical. I think somebody could remake. I think somebody could take all the old Romero shit, maybe re-edit it, and fucking do a new score to it, and it might be great. So anyway, your thoughts. I couldn't wait to tell you that. I couldn't wait to tell you that. I don't even care.
You know what? I'm not mad about it. I mean, I don't find the Crazies Romero's version to be a masterpiece by any means. I enjoy it. I think the concept's really cool with the bioweapon,
Great.
the military, everything like that. I did like Larry's character. I thought she was the highlight of the actual film. Um,
Who is she
I
again?
she was the mute.
That's right.
Um, so I really do like the actual people when they're crazy because I find a lot of those characters creepier than I do in the actual or in the actual remake.
The
Where they're
remake's almost
actually,
like a zombie movie. It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
you know,
I mean, seeing the old lady as a crazy whatever wigged out crazy lady. I mean, it's creepy, man, and it pays homage. Of course, it's kind of pre Dawn of the Dead, so it very Dawn of the Dead feels. So you can see where he was going to be going here on the
he had a
future. So
theme. Like
uh,
he had a theme that he liked to play with, and I think he never really abandoned that theme. Obviously, he did some stuff like Martin and in you know season of the he did some stuff that was different, but he kind of always came back to his theme there that we got with the Crazies and the Dead movies and
yeah, it definitely had its pre Dawn of the Dead feel, which I really appreciated because I saw this one, of course, late. I'm not saying I love it or anything. I think I gave it like a 7 out of 10. I feel like it's solid. Like I go back to it, every so often. Character wise, I can see what you're saying. Character wise, it's not the greatest. Um, David and I think David and Clark or Clank are the main characters.
Clank. Hey,
But
what happened to your audio? You just moved something and then heard and now it's like in and out. It doesn't even sound like your mic anymore. It's like kind of
let me check.
before you get too far into that. In the chat, what do you guys think of the chat? I'll read some comments in the chat because Silhouette had to bail. Hey, no worries, man. Gamer guy, the OG Crazies is a 3 out of 5. Wink, wink. Yeah, he's giving us spoilers for his tier list. The pre-scene was hilarious. It was just jarring, man. I can deal with a little hokiness and weird practical effects, but like the Romero effects got so good later with Dawn of the Dead. It's the some of that stuff is tentpole, and for it to be as bad as it is and Crazies, it's a little like what?
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, you got to look at the budget, man. The budget was what 275,000. I mean, he's
No,
not going to make a great.
dude, I leave room for that. Like I said, I like the schlock, and even in Dawn of the Dead, my favorite effect in the whole movie of Dawn of the Dead is the fucking Puerto Rican apartment complex head explosion, where it's just like the balloon
Yeah,
filled with like chewed up hot dog and much ketchup mustard. I love it. It's just the way this movie, money or no money, it's cut like shit. It's a technical thing. It's not cut very good. And
I
if
I can see what you're saying. As for the remake, of course I rewatched it actually today. Timothy Elephant, I can't get past him. I think he's awful. This had some promise. Um, they could have actually made a solid movie if, God, there's just some of the cutaway scenes with um,
The government looking down on them with
it's
the
terrible.
zoning in. Yeah,
So cringe.
it's a little like 2000s where it's like that digital thing. I mean, it gets the point across. Like I get it. Like they're watching, they're zoning in on the problem. Um,
And the chase scene in the end, where they're trying to outrun the mushroom cloud and everything, like it looks terrible. CGI, it
but
looks awful.
you know what? I get it. No, it does. It looks a little weird. But whenever I'm watching anything, and we'll get into that with Dawn of the Dead too. When we're watching something from a certain era, I just have to give it a little bit of a pass. Just like I would give the Crazies a pass for the dummy of the. It's not the dummy. It's how it's cut. It's jarring as fuck. It's the technical aspect of how they pieced it together. Like I give leeway to those kind of things. Like I get it, dude. This is a movie from 2010. We're gonna have that
Yeah,
cheesy fucking like effects. We're gonna have some CGI bullshit. Like you know what? There's a scene in the remake
yeah.
of
You can't give it a pass. I saw it in theaters and I was saying the same shit,
no,
man.
dude. It's just a. I'm trying to like. I'm just saying I'm understanding the era it came out. Just like but I'm doing it fairly for the other movies too. So there's a really pointless scene though. Like I think where it could have been avoided in the remake. You know, like I said, the mushroom cloud. I know it looks like compromised, but the idea is cool. Like I get it. It doesn't. They can't. But the idea of like them, like the mushroom cloud going off, like that'd be scary as shit. Like if I had just gotten through the threshold and the checkpoint, and I was like, oh, I got, and then they're blowing it. That would be scary. Like, oh shit, like just close your eyes. We're gonna get incinerated. Or I was putting myself in that. That would be really creepy. Yeah, it doesn't look great, but the idea is still kind of cool. But the one scene though I thought was totally pointless is they have like a pan out shot from the back of that truck when they see all the dead bodies, and it
Mm,
zooms out
yeah.
from the truck, and it's just nothing but CGI. I'm like, I think we could have showed the truck, revealed the truck having all these burnt bodies in it without doing that, and it could have been practical. Because once they cut back to it, you see they're looking at it. You see the wide shot with the bodies, and like, okay, that looks fine. Why do we have to do that weird CGI fucking thing if you can't do it with a real? That screams it screams of post like, hey, we want to do something establishing with this, but we don't want to pay the money to go do an actual pickup shot. Let's just do something with computer, dude. That it screams of that. So stuff like that made me cringe a little bit, but
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because I saw it in theaters. I was not impressed at all. Today, I could see why people would actually maybe enjoy it more just because coming off um, you know, the virus thing,
oh
um,
yeah, I know. It's like I'm watching a pandemic-y thing. Like
and the government overreach and all that stuff, and you can't trust the government, all that stuff. It's very, very
resonates
resonates today.
even down
So
to because they changed the movies, by the way. So even down to in the remake, him and his wife both survive, and they don't establish in the original. You know, he
oh, they don't
gets
survive in the original or in the remake.
what happened. Oh
They
yeah, no.
dropped the bomb on him.
They show no they show they go to Iowa
Yeah, and then they dropped the bomb on him at the end.
because it's after the credits. So it's like so they get away. The mushroom cloud kind of blasts them, but they're driving away. Cuts to credits, but then there's like after credits where it shows because they're heading. They changed the location for some reason. They're heading to Iowa.
Des Moines. Well, they're in Iowa, a small town. They go to Des Moines. Before they get to Des Moines, they drop the bomb on them. They have the coordinates thing on there, like they did all movie.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they were saying like they were going to like Davenport or wherever the fuck it was,
Des Moines.
whatever. And Des Moines. You think they're getting away, and then yeah, after the little first bit of credits, they show like they're gonna drop a nuke on them. So yeah, it insinuates that they don't. In the original, the wife died, the pregnant lady dies, and it's just the main guy, and he doesn't get away like the Oliphant
Yeah.
did, whatever. He gets handed off, and it's implied that he's like immune, which is
Mhm.
totally different. Because then I know that they do the same thing. They have like the military head that's in charge of the whole thing. They send him to Kentucky. That the same type of thing where it's like, oh, it's spreading. It ends the movie the same way, but um, Yeah, I don't know why they made those changes, but
I
it's
thought it was kind of cool. The doctor that had the antidote in the original one,
they
he
just got
falls over
yeah
and
they
just
killed him. They got
kills
crushed,
him.
dude. So yeah, that I did like that.
Funny, dude.
Like I said, I give it I'm giving it a little leeway because the idea is so cool and there's things about it I do like. I just think I give the original a 4 out of 10. But I got to be honest with you. I really did not enjoy my watching experience of it. Like if I was to judge it by how much I actually enjoyed it and like it was hard on me to watch, I would give it less than 4 out of 10. But
Hmm.
because the idea is so cool and there's something there, and I know what it inspired a bunch. I know it did. This is like the first thing that blew up to, dude. I'm telling you, Resident Evil took from this movie. 28 Days Later took from this movie. So I gave it some props for that, but it's just a mess. So this is the kind of movie I would want to see remade. I don't think
Oh,
they
I
made
agree. I agree. I think it is a remake worthy movie. Absolutely.
it's not yeah, I don't think they made like John Carpenter's A Thing out of the remake. They made sort of a vanilla, well, the Romero one, it has Romero stink all over it. That's what it has going for it. It's a
Yeah.
fucking train wreck, but it at least kind of feels like his fucking amateurish early directing. It feels like his stuff. Whereas the other one, it's fluid. You know, it's beat by beat. It gets the job done. It's gonna please. Like, dude, my wife loved it. It pleases the
My
normies.
wife would probably like it too.
You know what I mean? It pleases the normies. It hits the beats. It's got the music. It's got the jump scares, and it's not really slow. It kind of goes by real quick. So it checks all those boxes. But the trade off is it's very vanilla and it's very of the time, and it could have been any director that made it
Yeah.
of the era. And you know what I mean? So pick your poison. But you know, I it was fine. It was like I was able to watch it way easier in the first one. It was a 6 out of 10. You know, on a good day, it's like, you know what? It was unoffensive. That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna own it. I don't want to buy it, but it was like, you know what? It was fine. And the lady liked it too, which helps me enjoy a movie more when she's into it. Believe me, she was in bed too when I watched the OG Crazies, and she was out like a fucking light. You know.
Well, I mean, a lot of people nowadays don't like movies from like the 70s, so it's
But
kind
yeah,
of
and that's probably where that comes from. But
yeah.
like I said, I like the aesthetic of the original and I like that vibe. I just wish it was just better executed. But yeah, that's why I think that's a movie. That's the kind of movies they should be remaking, and hopefully remaking them well. Like, why are we remaking? We'll get into it. I know people love the Dawn remake, but like, why would you remake the Dawn? Why would you even want to? Why would you even pitch remaking Dawn of the Dead? It's so fucking good. Why do people remake? Why do we remake The Fog? Why are we remaking? It makes no damn sense.
You're remaking 10 out of 10s. You can't do that. Like
That
you're
that that
saying, like 7 out
that's
of 10, 6 out of 10, you remake those movies.
you gotta take the movies that had something but they failed for whatever reason, and you do a redo that way. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, I know it sounds like sacrilege, but I give the remake a 6.
Oh, don't. No, I can see why you don't
I
like
give
it. I
Crazies a 4.
I enjoy it. I mean, I saw it when I was a kid. I still enjoy it just because, like I said, the dawn it rubs
And I
off.
love
Yeah.
that class. I love the that's I never when you buy these like boutique labels, do you always flip the reverse covers and for the
Oh
classic?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
See, I always like the classic covers better, but I never bother flipping them. I just don't. But the Crazies, dude, I like that original cover so much.
Mhm.
It's way better than just that like generic like pop art
Yeah.
gas mask that's on there. But I love it. I love that just very retro fucking gas mask guys and it's so cool and everything about it. It was just disappointing. It's just a disappointing movie because it should be better. But anyway, it reminds me when I was watching it though. It reminded me of those Resident Evil 3 opening movie. Did you ever play Resident Evil 3?
Yeah, yeah.
Back in the day, I played the opening movie. It's like this is the aftermath of the first game, right? Because 2 and 3 are kind of going on at the same time, and then it's like they got to nuke Raccoon City because the virus has gotten out of control, and they're sending in the fucking hunks, the gas mask guys, and all the people are running around. The zombies are killing them. It reminded me so much of that, which I love it. I love that stuff. But anyway, so we're going to go into Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead is kind of the one that everybody loves. Like everybody, it revitalized.
Everybody loves this movie.
It brought back the zombie genre, so I guess that can't be ignored. And it's the reason why George Romero was given money to make Land of the Dead, right? And it's the reason why Walking Dead got a picture, it got a TV deal, adaptation. It's all because of Zack Snyder's zombie movie made money. 2004. So I had never seen this. I think I was with you and a mutual person that we know who shall go unnamed. And I remember we were watching it one time. I think I just kind of knocked out in the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but I'd never seen it all the way through. And I just had no interest to ever go back and try and watch it because I'm like, I saw enough. I'm like, fast zombies. I just, it's just sacrilege. Like I don't have any desire to watch this. Um, so I went back and I watched it finally last night. And, unlike some of these other remakes, at least if you're gonna remake a fucking perfect movie, at least do something totally different, I guess, right? Because if you try and just capture the same magic, like you're uphill on that. So at least he made a totally different movie because it is. It's like aside from the mall, it's not. There's nothing that they're totally different movies, right? The mall, and they both have a scene where they're like having fun in the mall, utilizing what the spoils that a mall has to offer. But other than that, they're totally different. But Dawn of the Dead OG is a 10 out of 10. I love it. Love everything about it. To me, that's Romero lightning in a bottle. Like he really hit it. All these other 70s movies that he wasn't really, you could feel it's like his flavor all over it, but they're kind of fucked up. I don't know. They're just not
They're not perfect. Yeah.
This is Romero like lightning in a bottle. It feels like, okay, this is his style, and everything was just firing off. Everything was just so perfect and working for him. So this movie, I'm glad I finally watched it. I would have never watched it actually if we weren't doing this. I would have probably just kept passing it off. But you know what? I sat and watched it. I'm like, this is inoffensive. It's not bad. And once again, I'm looking at it through the lens. It's 2004. It's got that fucking terrible green tinted, oversaturated color look that all these movies in the early 2000s had.
Yeah.
Hate it. I hate the way it looks. They all did. They all had this ugly green, oversaturated colors that's just ugly. So I had to just try and look past that. I'm like, this is just of the era. And but you know what? It was fun. It was fun. I didn't mind it. It was the fast zombies were kind of cool for this. I don't know. It went by fast. The characters were fine. I liked it better than the Crazies.
Really, the characters were fine.
They weren't Dawn of the Dead. I mean, I guess you're right. There's nothing really special there, right? It's Mekhi Phifer is like
Ving Rhames is terrible in it too.
Oh. You really got it. You got it out for Ving Rhames. You always do.
I like him in Pulp Fiction.
Him and Forrest Whitaker. You just want to see hanging from a tree, don't you? No, I'm just kidding. That's terrible. No, and Todd hates Forrest Whitaker. I don't understand that. I
never liked
his Forrest Whitaker's a great actor. I mean, he's got great flicks.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. Wait, I wish I could move my eye. But but it's harmless. I don't know. I don't think I think it was better than the Crazies. I kept comparing it to the Crazies, even though they're of a similar era. I know Crazies came out in 2010, but this was better than the Crazies. I thought it was.
I think it is too.
I thought it was shot well. I thought, besides it looking ugly as all shit, the way the color, it was shot well. It had some cool shots, a lot of cool overhead stuff, a lot of cool camera work. I thought it was neat. And, probably in 2004, we hadn't seen, I get it, people probably hadn't seen anything like that were alive at that point. They weren't watching Dawn of the Dead, the original. So that was probably really fresh at the time. This is before, right? Before 28 Days Later, right? Was it before? 2004.
I think 28 Days Later was before that.
What year was 28 Days?
Let me look it up. Was that 2001?
Ooh, was it?
2002.
Okay, so it was a little before. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, okay, interesting. Well, maybe people like that. They're like, hey, it's more of this fast zombie shit. But anyway, I thought it was shot well. I thought it was entertaining. I liked it. It was more of an action movie than like the original Dawn of the Dead. But it's fine. It's like they're not going to scare me. Like to do something different.
Birthing zombie stuff. It's just, I don't know. I mean, we'll get into that.
Look, yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm going in with certain expectations. I'm just saying, like, I had a hard time really comparing this to the original apples to apples. I'm like, this is like, they're not even the same movie at this point. they're more different than like the Crazies was the original. I get it. There's a mall, but like and there's like a couple of nods, right? You got Ken Fourier, is the TV pastor. He's saying when no room in hell the dead will walk. Ving Rhames has that little line that makes no sense in the context of this movie, like it did in the '70s. Like perhaps it's their memories. Like why are they coming to the mall? Like that made sense in the context of like the consumerism stuff he was going for in the '70s when malls were brand new and it was like a fucking thing. Like him saying that makes no sense in the context of this, other than it being a nod. So that's a little bit like, but yeah, I don't know. I thought it was fine. I give it a 7 out of 10 because I didn't want to give it a 6 because I gave the Crazies a 6, and this is better than the Crazies. So I'm like, I'm going to call it a 7 because it was fun. It was fun. I watched it. If I found it cheap enough, a 4K, I'd buy the 4K, but only if it'd have to be like under $10. I'd probably own it. But I wouldn't buy the Crazies. But yeah, I don't know. It was fine. That's all I really got to say. It's ugly. It was shot well, and it was fine. And I feel like this launched Zack Snyder's career. And then this is his first feature, which I think he's one of these guys that in 2004, weren't we in full swing of like the remake era of horror, or did this launch it? Because it was around that time we were getting Black Christmas, Hills Have Eyes. It was every fucking. Did this start that?
Yeah.
And then everybody was doing it.
I was, you know what? I saw that this was coming out in Fangoria or newspapers or something like that. I was actually, I think it was in St. Louis at the time with the girl I was dating, and like I was all about this. I couldn't wait to see it. I saw it opening day, matinee, with her, and like I was obsessed to the point where I was like ripping the ads out of the actual newspapers and like keeping them because we're like, okay, Dawn of the Dead's coming out. I can't wait for this, that sort of thing. So I had the highest expectations going in. And then I sat down and watched it in the theaters, and I was utterly disappointed. Like the first 10 minutes I thought was cool. Like, I mean, the whole opening scene I thought was cool, but then man, the characters are so shitty in it. I mean, there's no character development in it. I couldn't get into anything. Like the gore and everything like that, it's cool. I mean, I can see why people like that and everything, but I don't know. There's something about it. There's like you were saying, there's like some sort of stink on it where it's not just the fast zombies. It's just
it's a totally different it's a totally different lore, right? Not only are they fast, but it's the way they turn. As soon as it's like they get bit, and then the bite eventually kills them, and then they turn immediately.
Well, and the Romero zombie the Romero zombie movies aren't actually about they're not about zombies. Zombies are secondary, which I like more. These are all about zombies. I don't know. They have the corny line. What is that? I don't know. Maybe that's Land of the Dead. No, it's just shitty in general. Well, I think it's shitty. A lot of the parts, but
I thought you were referring to. I thought you were going to say like the Shaun of the Dead thing when Nick Frost calls them zombies and they stop. Like, what? Don't say that, because they never call them zombies in zombie movies. Because like it's like the term zombie doesn't really mean anything in those universes, and he actually says it like, don't the Z word. Don't say that. It's funny. But
walking out of that theater, hearing "Down with the Sickness," as much as I love Disturbed, it made my stomach turn, dude.
Well, you liking Disturbed makes my stomach turn. What about the Richard Cheese? That's like everybody talks about that, where he's on the rooftop and it's like that lounge version of Down with the Sickness.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
cringe, dude.
It is, but he's got his own style. He did his own thing with it. The biggest offense is they called it Dawn of the Dead. That's he really honestly, the mall makes it impossible not to call Dawn of the Dead. I guess if he would have made his own movie and it was the mall, I'd be like,
why would you put it in a mall in 2024 or 2004? Nobody went to the mall in 2004.
I mean, they were still kind of, but yeah, it made more sense in the first movie. But I think they could have changed the location and it could have just been its own movie. Put him in an airport, whatever. Yeah. It's but since they put the mall, you can't have a zombie movie in a mall, even if it's different. Otherwise, everybody would be like, oh, bullshit. But or a zombie movie in a school, man. How cool is that? Lock up in a school. That's cool.
Yeah. Of course, original I give 10 out of 10. But the remake, I would give it a 5 out of 10. I don't. I mean, I don't like it, but it's not garbage. Let's just say. I gave the
Yeah.
Crazies a 5 out of 10. I give this a 5 out of 10.
Oh, really? I think it's a little better than the Crazies. I have to give it. I just think it was shot better than the Crazy. It does. Okay, so whereas the Crazies could have been made by just any Joe Schmo in the 2000s, it's literally by numbers. Will makes a good point, by the way. He says the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake was the year before Dawn of the Dead, and that was a huge hit. So you might even
I
attribute to
actually like
that.
that one better than this.
Um, yeah, I remember watching it back in the day, and I haven't seen it in a long time, but I liked it too.
I
But
saw it in theater twice, I think.
yeah, I remember really liking it. I bet you if I watched it tomorrow, I'd probably say yeah, I like it even better.
Because
But
Jessica Biel's in it, or whatever her name is. Alba or Beal or
Jessica
whatever.
Biel,
Yeah.
Arlie Ermy, and whatnot. But my boy Andrew Bernarski, that crazy motherfucker. But yeah, I don't know. I think whereas the Crazies is pretty much generic by the numbers, it could have been like just nameless AI director from 2010 because it's just like I said, it's fluid, but pick it out of a lineup. It's very much it came from like a cookie cutter movie like they were all the same. At least the Dawn of the Dead remake, that was Zack Snyder's first movie, and if you see any of his movies going forward, for better or worse, he's got a style. He's got his own Romero stink, and this movie is like it. You watch Sucker Punch, you watch even what's it called the Watchmen.
Watchmen, yeah.
It's got he's got. I'm saying for better or worse, you don't have to like it, but at least he's got something about him that says like, hey, this is a Zack Snyder movie. So I give respect to that, even if I don't like the stuff he did necessarily. Like, but
I don't know what you feel about 28 Days Later, but I
I
saw it in
like.
theater. I love it, dude. I give it an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. I think it's great.
I haven't
Uh,
seen it in a long time. I just sold the Blu-ray for a lot of money, so I like it pretty
I
good
did
right
too.
now.
Yeah, I did too.
Uh, but no, yeah,
I
I
mean,
remember,
that's a zombie like infected film. I mean, that's
and I really am anticipate. I mean, honestly, it was kind of tempting when we were talking about it with the hype of the resale on that. I was tempted to watch it. I'm like, oh, I can't open it because I got to sell it, and I think I want to wait because I know there's got to be a 4K.
yeah.
They
It
got to
will.
work this out because they're going to make a sequel. There's a
Mhm.
third movie coming out. They have to work it out, and I would love to go back and watch it because I want to say. I mean, I watched it a long ass time ago. Since then, I've been to London a million times. So now I love watching stuff with London because I've been there, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I love British movies. I like British comedy. So it's like I just like the aesthetic. So I'd love to go back and watch it again. But I remember loving it too. I don't remember a lot about it to be honest with you. Besides like the main takeaways, I remember renting 28 Weeks Later on Redbox when that came out. Didn't like that one as much,
No,
but
no,
I remember it being I don't remember hating it, but I just remember not liking it.
that's okay. Yeah,
Isn't Jeremy Renner in that one?
yeah. Runners in that.
Is that one in London again, or was that in US? Did they move locations? Because Jeremy Renner's an American guy.
Yeah, I can't remember. I remember 28 weeks. Like, it really didn't do anything for me. The 28 days, though, man. That was the first digital movie I think shot.
Mm.
And that was an independent film. I think that was like, I don't know if that was in like Cannes or something where that blew up there, and then it ended up getting a theatrical. But I remember seeing it in theaters, man. I think I saw it numerous times in theaters. I loved it.
Yeah, so I would like to go back to it. They're gonna try and make that work now since now that your boy Killian Murphy's Best Actor Oscar winner. He's like triple A list now because Oppenheimer I guess swept the Oscars.
Oh, really? He won. He
Yeah,
won. Okay.
yeah, I saw. I guess it swept everything. Robert Downey Jr. won the Best Supporting, Best Director Christopher Nolan. So all his fans are gonna jerk off to sleep.
I still need to
And
watch
Best
that
Picture,
movie. I haven't seen it.
I have no desire. But now Killian Murphy, because Killian Murphy was never really a leading man. He's been in a lot of big movies and stuff, but he's always like a support guy. And this movie now he's like they're Danny Boyle's gonna make the third movie. They're gonna make it work. Someone's gonna put this shit out on 4K for so I'll try and hold out and wait, but I want to watch it again when that happens. But yeah, so yeah, I'm giving. I think I'll give Dawn of the Dead a 7 out of 10. And like I said, my ratings when it comes to stuff like that, it's just kind of by day. So when I give Crazies a 6, I literally say like on a good day. You catch me on another day, it might be more of a 5. Dawn of the Dead remake, Catch Me on Another Day might be a 6, but it's a 7 for me right now. And that leaves the one that I didn't rewatch for this. Once was enough. The Day of the Dead. So Todd might be more schooled to talk about it more in detail because I haven't seen it in a while. I think I watched it when it came out. I rented it on Redbox. And let's talk about Day of the Dead remake. Take us through it if you don't mind. Because this was a lot like the Dawn remake where it's like, what the fuck does this have to do with Day of the Dead?
This
Right?
movie is this movie's so forgettable. You have,
Nick
Mina
Cannon,
Nick
Ving
Cannon,
Rhames again.
Mina Savari, you have, Anna Lynn McCord. I mean, they have some decent actors in it, but, they have Bud, which is supposed to be Bub.
Yeah.
Um, Basically, Mina Savari, what she goes to her house, uh, to get her mom and then her brother, and then she walks in on them, what, her brother and some other girl doing it, and then her mom's infected, so they have to take her mom to the hospital, and then once they get to the hospital, everybody changes. This movie is so fucking bad. It's
Mm-hmm.
forgettable. It's a generic zombie movie
Dude,
from
do you remember the fucking cover of this movie?
it's horrible.
Do you remember that cover?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
yeah,
like renting that shit. I'm like, oh, I don't want to rent this. This cover's terrible. It's the
yeah.
worst thing in the world. You can share it
The
if you want.
vomiting zombie.
It's fucking bad. And then did we do a commentary of this movie back in the day? I want to
Yeah,
say
that's where I saw it because I was like, I thought I haven't seen it, and then I watched it and I was like,
oh,
yeah, I have seen this.
so I
So
watched it legit and then we watched it for a commentary. That's right. But I rented it. And what do you think about it? Wasn't it a little is it not a little confusing when obviously they're not related? Was this even like put out by the same production companies? It's not like Zack Snyder did this one, but it's a little misleading when the Zack Snyder Dawn of the Dead was such a huge hit, and then you have this one, and you also put Ving Rhames in it in a different role. Isn't it a little fucking bait and switchy? Like, what is this? Like, it's a little, it's got like unofficial stink vibes to it. I don't know. There's something about it, but Nick Cannon, give me a fucking break, is in
Nick
this.
Cannon, he's doing all the brother jokes, like I mean the one liners and everything
Yeah,
like
he's
that.
that guy.
They're terrible, dude. This movie was actually directed by Steve Miner.
Oh, was it?
I did,
Okay.
yeah. Which I mean, of course, he did probably the greatest slasher of all time, Friday
Friday
13th Part
13th, yeah.
2 and 3.
Well, he's
Uh,
done some shit movies too, though. He's done some
yeah,
shit.
he's done House, he's done Warlock. I mean, he's done a lot of good shit. But why would he resort to this?
Money,
Sad, dude.
money.
I mean, this is like the biggest piece of shit. I mean, it's not even entertaining. I mean,
Did didn't Steve Miner? Am I wrong? Did Steve Miner do H2O?
yeah, he did H2O too.
Yeah, and isn't it weird they got Rick Rosenthal to do Resurrection? It blows me away that this is why I always say like I'm not one person doesn't make a good movie because I love Halloween 2, the OG, and Rick Rosenthal did that, and then he did the worst Halloween with Resurrection. I'm like, man, it's just takes a village. But it was weird how much Day of the Dead has been milked. Gamer guy, Day of the Dead 2 Contagion. What about that? I didn't want to count any like because Day of the Dead 2 Contagium that's not official. I'm not
I
fucking
still
watching.
haven't seen that. I want to watch
I
that.
lost my DVD. I had a DVD copy. I have no.
It's
I
for
am.
me. Yeah, you need to buy me a DVD copy because you lost my DVD copy.
That's not yours. What are you talking about? Todd of Springfield gave that to me, not Todd of Todd.
I know, but you said you were going to give it to me, so
I
you
don't
need to.
have it, dude. I fucking lost that. It's just gone. I don't have my Ernest Scared Stupid Blu-ray that's worth a lot. I'm just missing shit, and it's like I have no idea. And when I moved here, I got rid of DVDs, but I did not get rid of DVDs that were like that. And I'm like, did I fucking somehow give it? Did I trade it in? But I don't know how I did that. I specifically kept like the horror stuff and the stuff that didn't have Blu-ray copies at the time. So I don't know how. I don't know what happened, but I I'm in denial about it. But anyway, yeah, I can't give a great rating of it because I don't remember enough about it, but dude, I just remember being fucking terrible, really bad. I hated every minute of it. Oh, you got the picture, dude. Hold on.
The Need to Feed.
Gosh, see, look how cringe that looks, dude. That
Awful.
looks like a generic red box, like just
Yeah.
bullshit, and it was. Directed by Steve Miner, screenplay by Jeffrey Reddick, based on the motion picture Day of the Dead by George A. Romero. Now, Todd, what exactly does this really have to do with the original screenplay of by George Romero besides Bud? You know,
Uh, yeah, I have no clue. I mean, they had I don't know that Ty Burrell's in it.
oh,
No, that's
he's in
no,
Dawn of the
that's
Dead.
Dawn. That's Dawn. Never mind.
I was about to say like,
I, I was looking at the wrong screen. I'm sorry.
oh, I was like, whoa, I didn't realize he was in there too. Mina Savari is a terrible actress.
I liked her in
American Beauty. She
American
had,
Beauty. Yeah.
American Pie. She was part of all that, and she got to be in American Beauty off the heels of that, and that was a big Oscar winner. But that movie wasn't great because of her. Her career went down the shitter real fast. She went to the world of VO real quick. You know those actresses, Rachel Lee Cook, dude. All these actresses that go to the world of VO.
Well, you have Ian McNeice or whatever. The fat guy from what is it, Ace Ventura when Nature Calls, dude.
Oh, what? Who? Oh,
Remember the
Nature
guy from
Calls.
yeah,
Yeah.
the big guy that walks around with Ace or dude.
Yeah.
He's in it. I mean, he doesn't really hold the movie up at all, but you
I'm gonna have to like.
Anna Lynn McCord. I think she's a good actress.
I have to refer to my letterbox to see what I rated this back in the day, and I'm just gonna trust whatever that was.
She was in Titanic 666. What the hell is that?
Sounds amazing.
It came out in 2020.
You're like, oh, she was in Titanic. Oh, 666. Okay,
It's a
like some
Tubi movie.
dude. That's like some fucking Charles Band shit, dude.
Dark forces from the deep rise to the surface, terrorizing.
Oh,
Word.
dude, I gave Day of the Dead
Titanic 3.
I gave Titanic. I gave Day of the Dead, the Steve Miner, the remake. I gave it 1 out of 10. That's how much I
Yeah, that's
fucking
about
hated
right. That's about right.
this movie. I really hated this flick, and I've been on record as saying that I don't think the original Day of the Dead is as good as Dawn, but the original Day of the Dead is still like a 7 out of 10 for me. It's a 7 out of 10. But so there's no question there. This movie is like, it's the exact opposite of what I can say about the Dawn remake. The Dawn remake, I give respect. I'm giving it respect. I'm giving it props. This movie is such a fucking cheap cash in. Not only is it a cheap cash in on the remake fucking trend that was going on at the time that they're squeezing and wringing dry, it's a cheap cash in on the successful remake of Dawn of the Dead. It's just like exploitation, man. I really, really hated it. So if we're going to rate all these remakes, how do I rank the remakes? So I think it goes Dawn remake, I guess, is number 1. No, Night 90. What am I saying?
Yeah,
Night 90, Night 90, Dawn, Crazies, and then this is way down here. So how do you feel? Which is different because the originals, it would be, for me, Dawn, the original Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, Day of the Dead, and then the Crazies would be at the way bottom for me. So it's completely, none of them are synced. Like they're, it's like they're out of whack.
I'm with you on the remakes. I have Night, Dawn, Crazies, and then this piece of shit Day. For Romero, of course, Dawn. Then I would go Day. Then I would go Night, and then I would go the Crazies.
Interesting. Gamer Guy, it's weird how much. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm actually kind of shocked that George Romero kind of got away with only getting 4 movies remade. Because during the last 20 years, dude, nobody was safe. Like John Carpenter, they've ran through the ringer. Like John Carpenter, they have ran through the fucking ringer. They've remade almost all of his classics. They haven't done They Live yet, and what's it called? Big Trouble has been like in developmental hell for a long time, but they've been trying to do that one, right? The Rock as Jack Burton. But just, dude, they know Hollywood doesn't give a shit about him, but that doesn't stop him from like just milking all of his movies. So I'm surprised because it felt like during the 2010, before the 2000 last 20 years, I was blown away. Like whenever they announced they were remaking Black Christmas for the first time, I'm like, holy shit, they're going this route. Because to me, they hadn't like gone through all the more commercial movies yet. And I'm like, they're remaking Hills Have Eyes, because that was weird at the time when they were remaking all these fucking movies. I thought it was like,
Yeah.
dude. So the fact that they, I mean, they remade all of the main trilogy of Dead movies, and then the fact that they did Crazies. I mean, I guess what else could you have remade? I guess maybe Martin. Maybe he doesn't have a whole lot else that's Monkey Shines.
Art,
Hey,
Season of the Witch.
but yeah, but like are those really even Season of the Witch? Those are not movies that are on Black Christmas territory.
No.
They're not on that. So those kind of seem like a little too obscure, but maybe Monkey Shines. Monkey Shines needs a remake. I will not fight that. I will not veto a Monkey Shines remake. If somebody wants to make Monkey Shines and make it into a better movie,
I can't wait till we get to be able to talk about that, because I rewatched that. I'm getting my spoiler. The movie's fucking awful, dude. It's probably his worst movie. The movie is shit.
yeah,
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it even more that I bought it.
So next week what's going to happen is we're going to do a retrospective. We're going to talk about all of his movies without like ranking them, but we can talk about them. We could talk about how we feel about them, all that shit, but we're not going to like order them. We're going to save that for the tier list. But after being totally just pilled on Romero, I've been Romero overdosed all month. I've come around. Like I said, I watched Martin last month, I think it was, and I totally came around on that. I'm like, oh, I like this now. Todd came around on Monkey Shines, and now he understands what I've been saying all this time. That is terrible.
Yeah.
But I've come away thinking. I used to think Romero was a one-trick pony. I won't go that far because he does have more than just one good idea. Like I love. I love Creep Show.
Yeah.
Love Creep Show. I really like Martin and
Night Riders.
Spoiler alert, I think that movie's shit. But we'll get into it. You're making me get into spoiler territory. Which we'll save it for next week. I want to get it. It's not like it has we'll get into it. It's not like it has nothing going for it. There's a reason why I'm going to say what I say about Night Riders. I'm really interested. When I saw what you reviewed it, when you watched it, I was like, holy shit, did we watch the same movie? I saw you give it like an 8 out of 10. I'm like, what? So, but I can't wait to talk about Night Riders. So let's hold it. But for me, he's a very inconsistent director. He did have one good idea because they milked it. They made 3 really good zombie movies. I think the first one's a total fluke, but he got to Dawn, which I think same thing. I think Dawn of the Dead is always, I think the great movies are always a product of everybody coming together, a lot of cylinders firing at once, and it just being a perfect storm. So that's what we had with Dawn of the Dead. Because yeah, I mean, like just because you have George Romero at the helm does not mean it's gonna be a good movie, obviously.
No, I mean, he's great from 77 to 85, in my opinion.
And then you kind of get into like his third era. You get like, you get Dark Half, which is forgettable, and then you have like Bruiser, which we'll get into all this stuff. He's got 3 very distinct eras for me.
You need to rewatch. Make sure you rewatch The Amusement Park if you haven't seen it yet.
I watched it. I watched it.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen it. We'll talk about all of it in detail next week. But like I said though, I think I'm a little kinder to him than I used to be, because you know what? Not a whole lot of directors are perfect, and the fact that he's got the first 3 Dead movies, which are all considered masterpieces, that's more than anybody could ever hope for in their career. And the fact that outside of those, he's got a couple other really good, solid flicks. I mean, that's good. And he's got like, I would say he's got like his bona fide fucking bangers. He's got like a couple movies that are good, and then he's got some shit. But that's really not a bad track record if you really.
No. And if you can't get through, there's always Vanilla. Don't worry about it. Because that movie's shit. So.
Well, thank you. I got to watch that one. Why have you done? Not. I don't tell me anything. Trust me. I expect it to be shit, because I'm starting to think like literally, Romero's balls didn't drop until Dawn of the Dead. Night of the Living Dead was a fluke, and then you have to fucking just suffer until you get to Dawn.
Oh, you're crazy. Martin's great, man. I
I
love
thought,
Martin.
did Martin not follow Dawn, or is Martin right before Dawn?
No, Martin's before, man.
So it's right before Dawn. It was right. They were back to back.
Martin 77 and Dawn 78.
78. So okay, it was okay. So then Martin then. But like I said, there was a stretch. There was a group of years there where it's like, this is not very good. But
Season of the Witch. I'm curious what you think about that because I do like that movie.
yeah. So I'll be watching it. Well, maybe I'll watch that one first thing because I don't want to like go through. I don't want to suffer. I feel like I need to get like a little bit of a breather. I didn't really care for Crazies much, so it's like I can't watch. If Vanilla's bad, give me Season of the Witch. If that one's better first, then I'll go into. But anyway, like I've always thought pound for pound, Carpenter as like is like an anomaly. Now Carpenter wasn't perfect, but his fucking string of hits is unrivaled. Like from Assault all the way until They Live, and I think that's like the bridge. Then you could say after They Live, like that was the bridge point where you got into like later Carpenter. But I will include Mouth of Madness.
Yeah,
right.
Great.
In the Mouth of Madness is like your Metallica Black Album. Either that was the beginning of the end, or that was the last great. Right. For there's two camps. But no, I will take In the Mouth of Madness. I don't think In the Mouth of Madness is like a 10 out of 10, but it's a fucking good movie. It's awesome.
I gave it 10 out of 10, man. I love it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I don't think it's quite like The Thing or Halloween. It's not quite on those levels.
For 90s, I think it's top tier 90s.
It's a great movie. So yeah, I will consider that. So but the thing is like up until They Live, you're just like bona fide bangers that like almost everybody can agree on. Like these are classic movies. I include Mouth of Madness, but that not everybody does. It's not seen as like, but still, regardless, dude, you couldn't fuck with him. He had like just a decade of unfuck withness. You can't fuck, and nobody has that streak, man. And it blows me away that he's as underappreciated as he is.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I don't know. It just goes even like a movie like Prince of Darkness, which is kind of like a weird like black sheep during his classic era. I think Prince of Darkness is fucking cool. Right. I think it's got like it's weird. It's like it is kind of a weird black sheep, but I don't know. So I give him a pass. I give a pass that after he did Mouth of Madness, he did Ghosts on Mars.
Okay, so do you think
I love vampires, by the way. I love John Carpenter's Vampires. Sorry, I forgot to mention that.
Do you think Carpenter's peak is better than Romero's peak?
I'm going to say yeah. Because, okay, so
I don't.
The only reason I have to say that is Romero's peak for me is one movie, Dawn of the Dead. No other movie was as good as Dawn of the Dead. Even if like Day of the Dead's really good, Dawn of the Dead is like the peak. And to me, John Carpenter has a streak of 10s. I think he's got a few 10s.
No, he does.
So that's what I'm basing it on. So it's like Dawn of the Dead's fucking amazing. But when it's going 10 rounds against, I love Assault, dude. I think Assault
I'm not going 10 rounds. I'm saying peak.
Okay, well, but
what's
to me,
what's your Carpenter peak?
My Carpenter peak. Okay, so I don't know if everybody would agree with this, but for me, I love it's pretty much the beginning from Assault. And you have Assault, you have Halloween. Hold on,
one movie.
No, Assault, Halloween, Escape from New York, and The Thing. I mean, these are fucking. He had a stretch, dude. I'm just saying. My favorite Carpenter movie, if you made me pick one, in The Fog, yes. Fuck. I don't know. I don't know. I can't pick. I can't pick a favorite. Like part of me could make an argument for Halloween, even though it's exhausted now. Like I'm full of, but I can't take away that the movie's a classic. It's not his fault that they just fucking wrang that franchise dry. But I'm kind of tired of it. But it's a fucking classic, and I love like the dystopian world of Escape from New York. I like Snake as a character, so that's got something cool about it. But then I love The Thing, dude. The Thing is like the only movie that can kind of almost rival Alien as far as like that genre of movie. Um, so I can't pick. I can't pick. I think he's just got this streak of fucking just. He's got a few Dawn of the Deads.
Answers that. Come on.
It's got a few Dawn of the Deads. I don't know what to say. Romero is it's easy to see where the line is.
Well, I
And
mean, I could say my peak, George. I mean, I would say Dawn of the Dead, and then I would say The Fog are my two favorite films by those two
and
directors.
the fog is in that area, right? The fog is that
Yeah.
streak of
And I would say Dawn of the Dead's better than The Fog. So that's just my personal
well, no, okay. So if you're going off that, but I think Dawn of the Dead is better than the fog as well. But I don't think the fog is maybe not the best car. I don't know.
I know, not for you, but for me,
I love the fog, but I'm saying I include it in that streak. So it's like you have Assault, then you have Halloween, then you have the fog. I'm trying to stay in order here. Then you have
The Thing.
is the Thing after the fog? I'm getting a little muddled. Here, I'm gonna pull it up. Mutineer, what's up, dude? I go with Romero just because he has a philosophical consistency, whereas Carpenter was just making movies. Dude, sometimes that's all I need, man. You know, some of the stuff in Romero stuff was a little shoehorned. Like by the time we get to Land of the
Carpenter
Dead,
has a lot of that shit too, though, man.
yeah. But by the time we get to Land of the Dead, it's a little old hat. I'm like, okay, we get it, we get it, and it wasn't as good. Hold on, I'm gonna do John Carpenter. I want to get the John Carpenter movies. We're gonna do this really quick, guys. Even though I feel like we could do something like this for him.
Mutineer, what's your peak? What's your peak Romero and your peak Carpenter? Like your two favorite movies by those directors, or your one favorite movie by those directors?
Okay, get this. Assault on Precinct 13. Okay, maybe it's not a 10 out of 10, but I love that fucking movie. It's an 8 or 9 out of 10. It's so much fun.
Movie, yeah.
I think it's so much fun. Okay, now we're getting into the fucking prime rib, dude. Halloween, it's a 10 out of 10. Even if I'm exhausted and I don't ever want to watch it again at this point, and they fucking killed it, it's a fucking awesome movie. The Fog, God, I don't know. Is that a 9 out of 10 or is that a 10 out of 10? But it's fucking awesome. Escape from New York, similar, 9 out of 10. I love Escape from New York. The Thing, 10 out of 10. Come on, man. Come on. The Thing's awesome. Then you have Christine. Christine's fucking awesome. To me, that's a quintessential 80s movie, and it's one of the best, if Stephen King adaptations.
No, he's the greatest director, the horror director.
Starman's not a horror movie, but Starman's great. Have you seen Starman?
I haven't opened it yet. I have it.
It's a better version of Close Encounters, and it's great. Karen Allen's great in it. Jeff Bridges is great in it. It's a great movie. Is it a 10 out of 10? Maybe not, but I think it's at least an 8 out of 10. Like so and then you have Big Trouble in Little China, awesome. Prince of Darkness, They Live. Then you have Memoirs of an Invisible Man. Okay, now we're kind of getting into Carpenter for hire territory. But then you have In the Mouth of Madness. Then you have Village of the Damned, Escape from L.A. I have a soft spot for Vamp. So now we're in like that second era of his where like I like some of it, but it's not perfect. But dude, I'm sorry. His peak era is like all 8 to 10s.
I agree.
It's incredible. So Dawn of the Thing, Mutineer, that's his two thing. Okay, so
the Thing's my second favorite Carpenter movie, so I'm with you on that. It's fantastic.
The Thing has the characters. Kurt Russell's, and Carpenter, for a guy that people just want to forget about, Carpenter had this like partnership with an A-list movie star like Kurt Russell. Man, he had just great casts and so I don't know.
I'm looking forward to the day where you can give me your favorite Carpenter film.
I don't have a favorite. I don't have a favorite. I just think he's the most consistent director that's ever been.
He's very consistent. He is, absolutely. But I mean, you have a favorite Metallica album, you should have a favorite Carpenter album.
I mean,
or Carpenter movie.
A favorite Carpenter's album? We could talk about the Carpenters. But kind of like Romero, he just Assault on Precinct 13 is his zombie movie. Right? It's a zombie movie, basically, essentially with gangs. Halloween it defined the slasher genre. The Fog is a ghost movie. Escape from New York is this pulpy fucking dystopian. I love it, dude. The freaking president's stuck on to save the president from New York. It's just everything. It's like a Escape from New York is an action movie with no action. It's fucking wild.
It's okay to me. I don't love it as much as a lot of
There's
people.
something about it that's just it oozes cool, man. Something about it. Yeah, it's an action movie with no action.
Yeah,
So that doesn't sound like a good selling point, but and then Christine obviously is a
it's
different kind of
phenomenal. I love that movie.
Starman's a family movie. Starman's like a drama family movie with like with a sci-fi. It's just Big Trouble in Little China is an action adventure movie, comedy action adventure movie. And to me, Prince of Darkness kind of to me that by the time Prince of Darkness came out in '87, that's almost a little closer to an older Carpenter movie because at this time, like I said, he'd done Big Trouble in Little China, Starman, and he did Christine, which is kind of like a for hire Stephen King thing. To me, Prince of Darkness is kind of like back to being, and even The Thing was like, it's not like he didn't write it, and Ennio Morricone did the music, so it was kind of a Carpenter collaboration for hire movie. So by the time you get to Prince of Darkness, to me that's like unfiltered Carpenter again, like we haven't had in a while. So there's something cool about that movie. I don't know how you would describe that movie. It's like a fucking weird religious fucking thing, cult thing. I don't know what genre you cram that into. And then They Live. That's your social commentary. That's like your Romero thing.
Yeah.
Right. And then, so every movie he did was just so fucking different. I don't know. I can't pick one. Carpenter has the edge on pure technical craftsmanship. Romero makes me think more. I don't know. I love Dawn of the Dead, but does it really make you think? I mean, it's so on the nose. Like the subtext of Dawn of the Dead is so on the nose. I love it. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but it's right. It's presented to you on a platter. They're not even trying to be clever with it. But I guess you could say the same thing about They Live, though. It's kind of in your face, right? But I don't really think much about Romero, to be honest with you, because as far as like what he's trying to say, because he had one thing to say, and like I said, the Dead movies kind of have the same themes. Well, each one does kind of tackle a little bit different stuff. In Land of the Dead, you're kind of like getting into like social class, and there's even some like political undertones there, Republican Democrat bullshit, and
Bush, all that shit.
So that's cool. But outside of that, it's like, what did he really? Was he really being? What was he saying? I don't know. Maybe I'm just.
What was he saying? A monkey shines.
That you can break a fucking monkey's neck with your jaw if you really gotta. Like you can rise to the occasion.
Oh man.
But anyway, that was a fun episode. That's all we got. Next week we are going to do a full retrospective of every movie. So I'm gonna have to take some notes. That'll be a fun one. Oh, and by the way, as far as things to say and like clever, I think the most clever movie he's done is probably Martin. It's actually very clever. Right.
I'm glad coming around.
I'm just saying, like, as far as it posing the what ifs, like, is he a vampire? Is he not? And it doesn't really matter. He thinks he's a vampire, and his uncle or whatever the fuck his uncle thinks he's a vamp. That's enough. That's enough for the movie. Whether or not he really is or not, it doesn't matter because these two people, they believe it, and that's all you need for the story. And it's just, I think that one gets you the most like thinking.
Did you get that? You got that Second Sight release, didn't you?
Yeah, I went after I bought. After I watched it, like I said, I went back. I watched it on YouTube. I watched a grainy ass fucking old, but I liked it. And then I kind of got FOMO. I'm like, you know what? I'll go ahead and get this. I feel like I'm gonna regret it. And then I got it. And I haven't watched that version yet because I just watched it. But
it's definitely worth a purchase. Yeah, it's a great movie.
So anyway, thank you guys, everybody, for joining us, and hopefully you guys tune in next week. Be sure to like the video, please. And if you want to support us any further, we do have a Patreon. We have a clips channel for Video Rot. Check out all the new material if you're new. Check out new videos. Subscribe to the channel. All that good stuff. Buy a t-shirt linked below. All that good stuff. Adios.